Real quick backstory, I was just finishing lunch, walking home, and these guys on the street called me over for a drink, and that's where it started, so we'll jump right into the fun. That's the good stuff. Yeah.
You can make chakiduli, you know? Chakiduli, it's like a beer,
Okay.
and this drop
Oh
inside.
no, just the shot is good for me, man.
No. Let's go to
I'm not, I just had lunch, I'm too full for beer. But cheers. Oh, it's okay. Cheers.
Yay! Georgian
strong.
chacha!
That's strong.
This is the best, bro.
Yo, that cha-cha is strong. Good stuff. I was just trying to head home to take a little break from the walking, but you never know what's gonna happen, right? No, but seriously, that bar is kind of cool. Like, it's just 4 dudes, a couch, and alcohol out of the back of a truck. It's a good time right there. I feel like if I go back and hang out with those guys, it's gonna be some crazy YouTube content, so we'll see how that goes. This is where the real party is happening. This is not for the tourists. This is for... Who comes here? Is it for locals or for tourists? What? Who comes to this bar? Is it locals or tourists?
Both of them.
Yeah. Yo, so these guys make homemade cha-cha and homemade wine. So let's give the wine a try. Yo, it's raining too much, so we're inside the bar now just to stay out of the rain. Yo.
Rain, we give you wine. If you come to us like...
Okay, teach me that cheers again. I forget it. I can't remember. That could be my Jos. Okay.
Yes.
You guys are closing up. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's
But we'll see you tomorrow.
I did not expect this rain. I checked the forecast and it did not predict it, but let's try to get some food before I go to bed. What we're looking at right here is called nadugi. It's kind of a cheese-based appetizer. The flavors I'm getting out of it are mostly like a ricotta cheese and mint. There's a couple other ingredients as well. It's a little bit soft and hard to eat at first, but then I learned a little technique where if you fold it just the right way, it goes down in one bite. You can tell by the look on my face, I'm so drunk and so proud of myself for figuring that one out. Now this dish is relatively simple. It's basically like a chicken and garlic sauce. But if you're anything like me and you love garlic, it's really delicious. The broth is amazing. It's probably better if you can get some bread to soak up the sauce after you're done eating the chicken. But it's so good, you could just drink the sauce by itself if you're a garlic lover. Now this might be Georgia's most iconic dish. It's adjarian khachapuri. It's basically bread, cheese, eggs, and this is one variation of it. This is a different variation from another restaurant. It's very popular here. Relatively simple, but amazingly tasty, and as I learned after a couple nights of heavy drinking in Georgia, it's a very, very good hangover food. Now I'm on the mission to find another iconic Georgian dish called khinkali. So, I was recommended a restaurant. We're gonna go check it out. Let's just start with the Georgian beer while we wait for the food. Now a true khinkali needs to be handmade, which means there's typically a minimum order. So in this case I had to get 5 of the same flavor. These are all cheese filled. And they're also fried, whereas some of them are not fried. So you'll see this one has a crispier shell. And there's a good view of the cheese filling. And this one is called lobiani. It's basically a bread filled with beans. I don't think it's very interesting, so we'll move on to the next one. All right, now here we have the other khinkali. You can see these ones have the softer shell. They're not the fried version. Now these ones are basically filled with like a beef stew. So it's meat inside and also the juice from the broth. There's a particular way you're supposed to eat it. You're supposed to grab the top of the khinkali, and then you're supposed to take a small bite to suck the juices out of it. And then from there, I guess you proceed to eat it normally. So there's a whole technique that goes into it. It took me a while to learn the technique. So out of the 5 different khinkalis I had, I really struggled to try and get all the juice out without either wasting it or spilling it. But the takeaway is it's extremely delicious. So as long as you can eat it, it doesn't really matter about the technique. But there's a right way and a wrong way. By the time I got to my 5th one, I had almost got the technique figured out, but I still need some practice. Hey, speaking of shots, it's time for more chacha. Now, this chacha is actually from a restaurant. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the lemon. I don't know where to put that, so we'll set it there for now. But I was curious to see how a chacha from a restaurant would taste as compared to that homemade chacha from the little truck that, you know, that was in the beginning of the video. Still very strong, and if you know me, I can drink strong drinks, but chacha is no joke. Okay, now I think this one is called ojakhuri. I'm not totally sure. I just got this food at a little shisha bar, so I had low expectations for it, but it turned out to be amazingly delicious. All the food here is really pretty good. Doesn't matter if you get it like a high-end restaurant or a low-end restaurant, they're all pretty flavorful. And it comes with this sauce. No idea what kind of sauce this is. It was good with or without it. And to wash it down, we have a Georgian brandy. Much, much smoother to drink than the chacha. One thing I've realized in most bars, in most cities, in most countries around the world, they all have the same drinks and the same music. But I know of one bar here that's special. The good stuff from the plastic bottle. Refill. Hey, they just taught me that in Georgia you always have to drink with your right hand. Always with your right hand.
And with toast.
And with toast, especially with toasting. It has to be respectful.
For Georgia, for USA.
Hell yeah, here's to Georgia. It's video, it's video. I'm with the boss man.
This is the best, not the best, but very good person. Come to our bar and you are always welcome.
Anti-corona
we respect
bar.
everyone, but this person is our friend. And for friendship, Georgia loves you.
Oh man, Georgia's good time.
That's all. Super хорошо.
Okay.
Apara, bichebo, jizwara. Večna, rad, večna.
Yes. Okay, man. Good, cheers. That's that gangster shit. Well, what started as a small party got a little bit larger, which is really cool. But to be honest, Yo! Yeah, but the party keeps going, man. I was gonna say, I think we'll wrap it up. I think this is a good taste of how you can enjoy Georgia. It's a very nice place. So I'll see you next time. Fuck yes. It's really cool that I started tonight where I was like the only foreign guest here, and now all of a sudden there's a lot more tourists and other customers. So I think it's a good point to like wrap up this video, and we'll say Georgia's a good time. It's not a bad place. It's not a platypus. Blah 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 blah.